So next up we have Sprites. Let's see. Here is my Flim Sprite header file. You give it an image name and it does all the magic for you. With the image manager, there's all of these setters and getters for the attributes of the sprite. The position, the center, the size, and then just the render that hides the actual grabbing of the orthographic camera from the current scene. And also there in here, the image manager, you just get the sprite model or the sprite shader. I made the Flim Sprite a friend class of the image manager, so that it could access the sprite shader and the sprite model. So there's just one loaded for the entire game by the image manager up here in the constructor, and they all just access these. So the new shader, new model is not created on every new sprite. Let's see. I guess I can do a less cursory scroll through the image manager. It's the same as all the other asset managers, mostly. Yep. And in there, though I believe there's some craziness with the... Yeah, it loads a texture at the path of the TGA, and if you don't give it a rect, then it just does the entire guy here, sets the center at 0, 0. Then if you do give it a rect, then it actually uses the rect in the initialization of the image. I think that is a good chunk. What did I forget? Class diagram. That is here. Well, I mean, there's not much of a class diagram for these, as far as I could tell. I mean, it's just a wrapper for the graphics object. The interesting portion is in the drawable manager, though I'm doing it the dumb way, where there's just in drawables 2 callbacks. There's a draw and a draw 2D, and in the draw 2D, it just gets called after all of the draw 3Ds, regular draws. I don't know what makes them regular. I guess 3D is just quote-unquote cooler. Yeah, I think that's all the interest there. And oh yeah, the orthographic camera is part of this whole mess as well. So the camera manager now owns a 2D cam. Well, I don't think I've done a flyby of this guy, so I just will do that for completeness. Cool. And so you can get the 2D camera from here. The camera manager has both a main camera and a 2D camera with all this orthographic stuff, and you get it via the scene manager through just a helper function down at the way bottom, I'm assuming. Probably. Oh, no, actually, I remember. It's not. Oh, jeez. There, yeah. So you just get it, scene manager, get 2D camera. And then I think the last thing is documentation, right? The destructor. Well, I might as well test that. Or might as well just breakpoint it for you. So if I go in here and kill it, then the destructor gets called for all those sprites. Yep. And the documentation. Not super great on the documentation, but it exists. You know, when you go in the Flim API, it's not stuck in all these classes. It still tells you what a sprite is. It tells you how to load it with the image manager and how to initialize a sprite with the key that you made in the image manager. But then I didn't spend a lot of time just fleshing out these methods because from the name they're all kind of self-explanatory, I thought. I mean, obviously I should do it, but I didn't yet. But yeah, it's just kind of short sentence about what they do. Yeah, that's the sprites.